post-run stretch. So everything we're going to be doing is holding for 1 minute. So you're going to come into a high lunge to begin, and we're going to pop our timer on. But for this particular part of the stretch, every 10 to 20 seconds, we're going to slowly relax more and go deeper and deeper and deeper throughout the minute. So as you can see, I'm starting to lower now further into the lunge. Now this is going to get harder. It's going to feel more like an exercise rather than a stretch. But you'll see when you come out of it that it really, really loosens you right up. Okay, so let's get a little bit lower again. And then we're going to bend our knee. And we're going to drop onto the floor really soon to open up more through the hip. But as you can see, twisting through the opposite shoulder just adds a little bit more of a stretch. And if you want more of a stretch, just reach your arms up towards the sky and just lean over the side of that leg, and you'll get more of a hip stretch. Alrighty, coming into our pigeon. So just bending that front knee and relaxing the back foot on this stretch. If you want to make it a little bit stronger, I just encourage you to just come down onto your elbows, or you can just stay up on your hands. But let's just focus on really long, deep breathing. And on every breath we take, just releasing that a little bit more into the stretch. Releasing any tension, any lactic acid that's been built up throughout your run, or throughout any of your sessions. How beautiful is that sunset? So that's my local beach. This is called Maslins Beach, Australia's first nude beach. But it's only a quarter of the beach that's nude, so don't worry, you won't see any nude people in the background. So we're almost there. Now we're going to roll onto our bum and just swivel that back leg behind us. We're coming down into a quad stretch. So depending on how tight you are, you might need to stay up on your elbows and then just tuck your hips forwards to feel a little bit more stretch through the side of the hip or through the quad, and then come down onto your back and bring your arms overhead for a stronger stretch again. So every exhale, just pressing your pelvis up towards the sky and just releasing all tension out through that quad. Keep deep breathing, belly breathing if you can. Oh look, there's someone doing handstands in the background. And we're just letting go and releasing, just like the sun is letting go and going to sleep. So now we're going to straighten the top leg, straighten the bottom leg. Now depending on how tight you are, you either hold on around the knee or the calf or up the ankle, or you can pop something around the midfoot and pull down towards the body. But on every exhale, just invite you to just gently pull that leg even closer towards your body. Lengthening the breath more and more. You might find that there's a point where your body just starts to really give in and relax. Alright, bit of a butt stretch, so bring that foot over the top of the knee and just directly just drop your knee all the way to one side. And if you push your knee away from the body, the top knee away from the body, you'll feel it more in your glute, or if you hug that knee closer towards the opposite shoulder, depending on where your tie is, where you're going to feel it. So you can see I'm just pushing with my hand. You might want to press away, or you can hug it in and just play around. So now we're just going to repeat every everything on the other side. 1 minute of everything. So come into your high lunge, keep the weight through the heel and drive the back heel away from the body. Rotating the shoulders, so the opposite shoulder is rotating to the front knee. And when you do that, you'll just feel it that little bit more through the side of the hip. Sinking a little lower. So you might need to wiggle that back foot further back as you sink down, because we're keeping our back leg locked out as straight as possible. Sinking a little lower, we're almost there. And then if you want, you can drop that back knee and just bring those arms up overhead and just gently reach sideways over the body for a little stronger stretch through the side of the waist and down through the hip. Alright, coming into your pigeon on the other side. Keeping those hips square to the floor as much as you can. And either popping your hands on the floor or coming down onto your elbows for a stronger stretch. And in every exhale, just releasing and relaxing more and more through the pelvis, through the hips. And if you've had a really big session, you might want to try holding your stretches for 90 seconds rather than 60, because when you get to 90 seconds and over, that's when you start stretching out the connective tissue, which is where you start to get even more benefits from your stretching. So you might do something like that once a week. Alright, swivel that back leg around, coming into our quad stretch, staying on your elbows, or for a stronger stretch, coming onto your back and bring those arms overhead. But remember to tuck the pelvis towards the sky for a stronger sensation through the side of the hip and the quad. The more you press your knee into the ground, the more you're going to feel it through the front quad as well. Almost there. A couple of long, deep breaths. And then slowly coming out of that stretch and hugging the other leg up for a hamstring stretch. So straightening the leg as much as you can, even if that means holding behind the knee rather than the calf or the ankle. Keeping the toes flexed towards the nose. And every exhale, just releasing more and more into that stretch. Letting go of anything that is no longer serving you. Allowing any discomfort to be brought to the surface, and just breathe through it. And know that it's coming up to be released. And bending that leg, popping it over the top of the thigh, and just gently twisting over to one side. It's quite nice for the back as well. But if you need to hug the knee towards that opposite shoulder, please do so, or you can press that knee away from the body for more of like a side hip glute stretch. So I personally do these stretches after pretty much all my workouts, whether I'm doing a strength training workout or whether I'm doing a cardio sort of workout. Either way, I always dedicate time for my stretching. If I can't do it immediately after, for some reason or another, I make sure I do it in the evening. Okay, so coming to the top of the mat, we're doing one more, which is more of a chest and a shoulder opener. So interlacing the fingers behind your back and then just tipping over like I'm doing right now. I had a couple of visitors when I was filming this with these doggies, and then they went and pissed on my bag. So just let gravity take your arms over the head. Let the head relax and just focus on really deep breathing, but stay quite connected to your pelvic floor and stay connected to your tummy. So the longer you hold this, it is quite uncomfortable through the shoulders, but the more you hold it, the more it's really going to open up through the chest and through those shoulders. Alright, slowly coming up. And that is our stretch session complete. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I'll see you next time.